Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Iron Panther Presents. We return to the Power Universe, which is a series of crime families, and we are doing Power Book 3, which is the Thomas crime family. As we talk about season 4, episode 1, we're going to talk about this family drama. I finally acknowledge that this is a family drama, not a origin story of two known criminals, and at that, it's a great family drama. But anyway, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You can like on the video and comment on the video, share the video, watch the video till the end, and watch our reels. Thanks to StreamYard AI, there will be several reels generated from our discussion. But let's get into it, because then we got to get to Paradise, which is going to be a very rabbit hole type of situation. Anyway, let's do it. Oh, wait. I got to do it now. Wait. This is going to be funny. Wait. You ready? I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Yes, we're heading back to the 90s to see what the Thomas family is up to. Apparently, we went back and past to figure out how did we got to Unique being alive and relatively well. And what does this mean for the future of the Thomas family? But anyway, Kim, where would you like to begin?
Well, I guess we could start at the beginning. I do like, I know you don't like it, but I love the narration of 50. I think I guess so. I'm so used to it now that I look forward to it. So, and I because he's really trying to tell you what's going on before your eyes, right? So when he came on and he was like, when they were showing exactly what happened to Unique, I was like, okay, this just like if someone who's never watched the show and they all of a sudden watch the show from this episode, they could pretty much be like, oh, okay, this is what's happening in this scene because of what 50 said, right? They don't know why it's happening, but then you can look at it and say, oh, okay, well, this guy got, beat up and dumped like a piece of trash. But there were some things that didn't make sense also. But
positives, we're doing positive right now.
Positive. So again, love 50 Cent's narration. And like I said, I feel like we should start from the very beginning because we need to go from what happened on that last episode into Unique now, right? So I think we should start in the very beginning of that.
All right, so give me it was all a flashback. It was all the past. So
right. But that's what I'm saying. It's like when we saw him roll down into the trash, right? Okay. Then we saw him actually go into a phone booth. Now, can I say what I have a problem with now?
We're gonna do positives, Kim.
Okay.
Positives. All right, because I got some genuine positives for this episode.
So another positive, is Raquel is fabulous. I love everything about this woman. The fashion, the hair, just everything about her. I felt like we got a softened Raquel for sure. She's very soft. I felt like we got a little she was a little humbled also, which was good to see because I knew it was there. It's just that she's in a man's world and she's a woman and she can't really show that too much, right? So I thought that was really good. I thought the acting was really good. The young man who plays Kanan, he's growing up, no more baby face. His acting is getting better and better and better. He's no longer trying to sound like 50 Cent. He is sounding like just the character of Kanan, right? He's got a New York accent. Let's just stay right there. We don't need to go any further. We don't need to be 50 because 50 is not Kanan, right? He's an actor, right? So I thought that was good. And Lou is a great actor, and the guy who plays Marvin. Okay, we got Tony Danza. There's nothing else I can say about that, right? It's Tony Danza, right? So I thought that I didn't love everything, but I did think that in order to pull this together, they put a pretty good cast together to get this going, right?
All right.
And I love Joey Badass. Period. In the story.
It's why he was brought back.
That's why. Well, I wouldn't say he's brought back. We can talk about why he's back because I know why he's back.
All right, because I mean they put a lot of effort to be like, I appreciate the swan song that he was given. Jamani, what positive do you have? What do you think? If you have a positive, which is okay.
Yeah, swing back to me. Let me set off the negatives because I really don't have any positives for this episode.
All right, and I appreciate your honesty with that, and then I will come back to myself and say that unique. No, I'm sorry, Raquel. I accepted in this episode that this is a family drama. And we discussed this last season. This is about a woman raising a child. This is a mother's story, you know. And when I saw her and I watched it like 3 or 4 times. When I saw her talking to Kanan when he's writing his story about her father, Elijah Thomas, and she's trying to give her input, like, would you like to hear from me? You know, because he was, I was his favorite, and her, defiant teenage son is like, no, I talked to my uncles, I talked to my grandmother, and that's all I need. Motherfucker, I got a roof over your head and food on your plate, and you talking to me like this. And like when she says, I love you, and you don't have to love me for me to love you. And do you understand what I'm saying? Like, do you understand how I appreciate? Like, I chose you, right? Like you're my son, and no matter what, that's not going to change, right? And I love the fact that as a child, he can't understand it. Like, he feels it, and his face was like, what does this mean? You know what I'm saying? But she does love me, right? And he's mad, and that was an awesome family moment. Mm-hmm. And when you think about the context that she's now on her second abortion, at least, that like, I chose you. Like, I had options. Okay, like you could have been in a tube right now. You know what I'm saying? But I chose you, and I'm raising you. And that's a whole different level of like, I don't have to be your mother. Okay, I do, but I chose to be your mom, right? And I'm committed to you, right? And I thought that was awesome. I thought, and especially over the seasons, bad or good, everything she's done in her own way has been to make Kanan a strong, healthy man that can take care of himself, despite the situation. And she really pulled it off. I think with that particular scene. And I liked, again, what you believe power should be, what we know power should be, and make it a family drama. And you watch the story about a young man learning his own family history, learning about his grandfather that he never met, apparently, and hearing it from the grandmother, hearing it from his uncles who saw him through their eyes, right? Marvin is a fighter, so he saw his father as a fighter, and that his muscles were my muscles. And I loved him so much that I hated him when I guess he killed himself. I guess that's what we're going for. Because Lou made it like it was a choice. Lou said, I understand now that death can sometimes be better than life because life can be shit.
It sounds like he drunk himself to death.
I feel, again, that's not a choice. That's a consequence. Like they didn't define it. Let's be clear that they didn't define what happened to Elijah, but I feel like maybe he killed himself.
I think Elijah is closer to what Lou is than anybody else. I think Lou is a creative like his father, and I think that Lou is drinking himself to death, which is true. It is a consequence, but it is a choice to continue to drink because eventually your body is going to give out from you drinking like that. So his father becoming a drunk was a choice, and it's a choice for Lou also. And the only reason why Lou stopped drinking was because his sister and brother stepped in. But you know what I'm saying? Like it is a choice, I feel like.
But again, we have not defined what happened to Elijah though. Like I'm saying, like,
right now, that's true. That's true. Well, I thought we were talking about the different ways that the children were talking about.
No, you're right though, right? Because he saw him as a creative. To your point, Lou was like he played the sax, right, and like he made the furniture, right? Like he saw, to your point, he saw him as a creative person. We don't know how Raquel saw her father though. Like maybe she's like he was the leader, like he was the strong. That's why I'm trying to be like maybe that's how that works.
Right.
But I bet the mother will confess on her deathbed what really if we go that route, like if we go that route, and and that's interesting. But again, family drama, if this was This Is Us, like this would make sense, and that would be a thing. Like how did he give his book report, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that his biological father was like, you ain't right about nothing about my parents because I can't be your daddy. How does that feel, to someone who's sad. Right, to someone who's trying to understand who he is, right? And he knows he's not DEFCON son because he's left-handed or whatever the fuck, and we don't he don't make no effort to go through that side, but that kind of family.
But like what was ridiculous about that whole scene for me, and I guess this is a negative, was I understand that he's trying to protect him from people realizing that his father is a cop, but this is a classroom filled with 30 kids, right? Maybe at the time it's probably 20, right? So it's like 20 kids, right? He doesn't have to use their real names. He can just use different names, but actually do the report on them. So I thought that was ridiculous. I was like, this man just doesn't want people to know that this is his child. But like I said, I understand why. I get that part of it, but at the same time, he could have thought, more into it and said, you know what, you can go ahead and do my parents or whatever, but let's just change the names on here, like to be a mature adult with this young man who's trying to figure out who the heck and who he comes from, right? He has one side already. He wants to know the other side, and I thought that was cruel because the look on Kanan's face was so much hurt when he was like, no, like get away from me. And then when he said to him, this is my job. Yeah, he knows it's his job, but can he come to your house and you talk to him? Are you going to open the door? Like, because he's been acting like an asshole lately. You know what I'm saying? To Kanan.
So this is where that doesn't make sense, because all last season, it was him who was like, hey, you my son, come see me, let's hang out, right? Like he was doing all this bullshit to be like, let's be one, let's try to play some chess. Like now all of a sudden, again, writing, I guess.
So we in negatives, right? We in the negative.
No, Jamani, we're not. Huh? Damn it! Right now we're just saying that we understand the situation where Kanan is a person trying to understand who he is and where he comes from. And that father figure situation, and the face that he gave Raquel when she killed Howard, like he was like, what the like you killed my dad, and at that moment you can see it as the man who's reaching out to me, which is what we saw last season. But in this section, we're like, he's being an asshole again. He's like, why are you coming here? Don't write about my family. Don't let him. Right? It's a different dynamic, right? Mm-hmm. But he still gave that look of, oh my God, my dad's gone. Right. Raquel was pregnant with baby Breeze Stark. So this is a thing, because what the fuck? Like who's the other father? Was it Symphony? But she said she was younger. This is definitely like, so did she keep on fucking Howard? And after Kanan, she was like, I can't do this again. We will never know the answer at this point. But like, you don't just throw that out there and not get into it. Like, because what does that mean? And then she wanted, when she's forcing Jukebox to talk about it, Jukebox didn't ask who the daddy was. She didn't give a fuck. She's like, I'm just driving you home. But she's guilty at some level. And she's like, I got to get it out. And you tell me I'm wrong. You tell me I shouldn't have.
This is a thing, too, that I noticed in that scene. She has no support system. She genuinely has no girlfriends that she can, talk to. I didn't see any cousins. Nobody has been around this woman to give her any type of emotional support. Her emotional support comes from her, either she's talking to her brothers or she's, you know what I'm saying? Like she never see her with anyone to be vulnerable with. If it's not the men she's sleeping with, then she, you know, she can talk to Jukebox, but Jukebox is literally a child right now, right?
Yeah.
But that's the only one, and she's a woman, right? She's growing into a woman, and I felt kind of sorry for her that you have to go to your niece who is a child because you want to get the feelings out, but there's no one else you can talk to about this, right?
Let's look into that, because then I think about
Okay.
season 1 going to season 2. She drove down to Virginia and
Mhm.
put Kanan with a cousin or something.
Yeah,
like
exactly. She could have talked to her, but
yeah, I mean, I'm sure they probably wrote that off, you know, as a character. But I'm like, that's a thing to be. But yeah, I was thinking that she has no one, right? And it's like she still feels, and the fact that she's like, you know, I could have loved them or whatever. So she was going through the motions, but she's like, I've been here before. But again, that's even more reason why she's like, I chose you, Kanan. And there you go. Joyce Thomas probably needed money for her cancer treatment. I know she was asking for money last season.
that's all she ever asked for.
She's always got her hand out, but
She always
again,
got her hand out. Remember how rude she was to Lou the last time? Remember was it Lou in the garage? And she was it's always about money for her with her kids.
But it would be interesting if they try to tie it all back to this cancer treatment. That, you know, that's what she's been. If they try to tie it all. Last one, Jamani, and then we will shit on this show, Jamani. I promise. And you can have the first one, okay? Rock probably didn't tell Unique that she got rid of the baby. Just like she didn't tell Howard that he was Kanan's father. Well, she probably don't tell. Well, she probably won't, because at this point she thinks he's dead, and that's not going to be a good conversation. I thought about that, and I was like, there ain't no way in the world he's going to be like, oh, you murdered my child, it's all good. Now I realize you weren't trying to take my business from me. No, like he gonna be mad, but also he's married with his own kids, so like he could be like, thank you, but this, I mean, I'm trying to feel for her, but she is fucking a married man, so I'm like, you still kind of in that hoe status at this point, and so I'm sorry. Like, I'm not, I can't be with you on this one. Also, real quick, and then we'll shit. Ladies, there's options, right? Like, apparently Raquel don't know what a condom is. Okay, let's just put that aside. But there's options, right? Like, you got the mouth, you got the butt, like you got options. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got hands. Like, after an abortion and a baby, Raquel needs to figure out there's other ways to make sure you don't get pregnant. Like, abortion cannot just be your go-to birth control. Like, it don't make that kind of sense. And then you're talking to a lesbian. Let's say Jukebox was grown. You're talking to a lesbian about, sometimes, you get pregnant. And she's like, no, you don't, because that's why I lick. And also, I'm like, so she ain't the one. She is not the one.
Wait. I need to go back. Okay, so just because Jukebox is a lesbian does not mean she's not a woman. I'm just saying, she's not gonna. She doesn't know anything. She never has to worry about abortions or anything like that. True, but but she's still a woman that can talk to her aunt about what she's feeling and going through.
And true, but to your point, like I said, she had a good girlfriend. To the situation at hand of like, I went through this not once but twice. You would think the cousin in Virginia, I think, would be the one to be like, girl,
absolutely. No. I'm not saying definitely, David. Like I said, Jukebox at this moment is a child, right? I would never sit down and have this type of conversation with my niece at the age that Jukebox is, right? But I'm just saying the sad part of it is that she has no one, or maybe she feels like she has no one. She can't. But she needed to unburden herself because she has guilt. At that moment, all I saw on her face and her body language was, oh my God, like, I need to say this to someone. And she chose Jukebox because she's a girl.
No, you're absolutely Aunt Deb. I knew DeMarcus would know. Aunt Deb is in Virginia, so I was like, I couldn't think of her name, but like she would have been the right character. All right, Jamani.
Absolutely, because they grew up together, right? They're the cousins.
Right. I do believe, right. So I was like, it was interesting that all right, Jamani, one shit, and then we're gonna focus on one topic. So like, which topic do you want to focus on? It's a lot of things to shit on. I mean, I got a list.
A lot.
I'm like, so much. I'm like,
Look at him. Pick one, Jemani. Just
all right. So this whole, I don't know, the first one that comes to mind, but it's not the biggest, right?
So what's the biggest? What are you doing? Start with the big. What's the biggest one for you?
Just basically, they're trying to rewrite the season. Like they had such a big gap or whatever with Unique and all this other stuff that they're basically trying to rewrite season 3 so that it makes more sense in season 4. And it just doesn't work. It's like you need to move forward instead of trying to look back. I'm like, everything from Marvin and this whole like, I can't, Tony Danza, hey, I can't do it because he's a made man, right? But you can do it. And you don't have to disguise yourself for anything. You wear your gold chain, you might as well just have an ID badge and everything, right? You've seen him one time, don't do anything, then you come back and then you do it, and nobody's gonna look for you. You just beat up a made man.
And two guys already saw you, so you will never ever see Tony Danza and him again. That someone's not gonna drive by and be like, "That's that nigga over there." Like, yes, okay, let's focus. All right, so yes, this was completely unnecessary. This whole, I 100% agree with you. They're trying to rewrite season 3 in one episode, unless these individual things come back to haunt these characters, which we're just started. We just started.
If we're talking about coming back to haunt, right?
I'm saying the assault on the maid son-in-law for a daughter we never met or seen is, it might come back. It might come back to repercussions. And when it does, and Tony Danza leaves Marvin hanging, which is what the story should be, that he don't protect him, even though he's acting like, I owe you a favor now, and that's a big thing. Now we got a storyline. And then now Marvin has to put Tony in the ground. You know what I'm saying? Because he turned on him. Like that's where I'm hoping this is going for that particular storyline. But hold up. So Kim, what do you think about the whole beating the son-in-law's ass? Is this something we need? You are muted. I'm assuming because of the dogs.
Okay, my bad. Okay, so no, I think it is that, like someone in the chat just said, and it just scrolled up so I can't see it. But anyway, that's true. They're trying to set up Marvin's death, right? So which I kind of pissed me off because I didn't want to know this early how Marvin's gonna die. But we know it's gonna be probably by one of these Italian men, right?
We've been saying that his death is gonna be set up for like the past 2 seasons. I'm like,
no.
I think he's gonna be in season 5. So I'm like, I'm not even worried.
Well, I'm sure season 5 is where he's going to die. I think Lou, unfortunately, may die this season, but I think for sure Marvin is going to die, and it's going to be at the hands of the Italian people, right? So, and I think that the way that they did it was just sloppy, right? Because we saw when he did kill a made man. Remember, he had on the whole
boss, like he did the boss with the post office outfit, which was ridiculous because everybody saw his face.
And everybody, his wife, his kids, his bodyguard.
That was the second maid guy he killed because he killed the guy's son first.
Yeah, that's right. But that was not in public, to the point of even the feds saw him because they're the ones that chased him out the church. Oh, she'll be back. But yes, I would. Oh, sorry, be right back. Okay, so something happened. Sorry about that. All right, Giovanni. What's next on your list?
As far as things haunting, right? We've talked about this for season after season. They keep re-injecting Nicole. Like, she is.
Yes.
They might as well call her Ghost, right? Because she is haunting the hell out of this.
She never dies. Jamani. I'm like, this bitch has been gone since season 1. Move the fuck on. Like, and then now her father is some type of foster dad friendly, some bullshit. And I'm like, what makes me even more mad is that we're actually gonna get episodes of Jukebox in basic training or some shit. Like that's coming. Like I was like, why are you doing this? Like, cancel this show today.
No,
like,
they
why are you
spent
doing
all
this?
last season on, is Jukebox pregnant? Hey, are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? No, bait and switch. It's Rock.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm
Because
like,
Jukebox needs to have sex with somebody first. Also, just real quick. So then I want to talk about Aisha, because pick a side, bitch. Like, first you trying to get Kanan's dick, then I guess you trying to get licked down by Jukebox. Are we doing both? Is that what's gonna happen? Because that was basically a first date. That she's like, hey, I'm bringing over my girlfriend Jukebox. And she ain't got a legal name. And then and they're like, hi, so what's your family do? Are you going to college? Because I want my daughter to have a good girlfriend or whatever. I was like, what the fuck are we doing right now? Like, this is
I don't think that her parents know she's gay.
yeah.
I think that her parents were just having like a dinner conversation. Like she brought one of her friends. No, I don't think they know she's gay. I think they're gonna be pissed off she's gay, and they're gonna stay away from Jukebox. But I don't think they know she's gay, especially her dad.
And then we're definitely doing this bullshit story over again. Like, we've already done the whole, oh my god, you with a gay person. Like, I'm like,
oh yeah, for sure. We did it with Nicole.
Yeah, I'm like, so. Real quick. This is the second time this has happened. And as much as I try to let go of the fact that this is not a prequel, David. This is not the Jukebox that you know. Damn it. How did you get your nickname, Jukebox? The answer is season 4, episode 6. I could sing every song on the radio and I could mimic anyone. It's 2 lines of dialogue. It's not that fucking hard. And book 3 has failed for the second time to get this right. Now it's, I used to just sing all the time when I was a child. No, you can sing any song off the radio and you can mimic someone. Oh, give me an example. Because the young lady loves to sing. She has a beautiful voice. But I'm like, why do you keep on fucking this up? Why do you keep on bringing this up to fuck this up? Because us fans are going to be like, oh, this is the Jukebox. No. This is STARZ search or some shit. Like, this is fame. That's what we're doing. I was like, stop it. Pick a side, girl. Pick a side, Aisha. Do you want Jukebox or do you want Kanan? Pick a side. Like, I need to know.
And okay, so the other thing with the pregnancy abortion situation, right? I turned the episode halfway through because I stayed up to watch it, right? And then when they said, yes, we're worried about your mental health and you got to come back for a follow-up appointment, I was like, this don't sound like the talk of early 90s. This sounds like some right now, present day, the way that they were talking. I don't, that doesn't sound like
you weren't there, and neither one of us could have an abortion. I hear you. But I don't know how abortion clinics ran back then, and I don't know how they run now.
No. I can tell you the abortion clinics were run that way back then. They were. To be honest with you, they had. I'm not sure how they were. I was married for like a long time, but I'm just saying, when I was young, okay, abortion clinics were run where they tried to give you as much emotional support as they could. They just did, because this is not like, for some people this is like no big deal, let's just do this and get it done. But for other people, it's an emotional roller coaster. It's devastating to other people. Like, there's so many emotions that go along with doing this. Like, you shouldn't have an abortion if your mind is saying that you can't handle this. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a life, right? So there is, I would say, in the 80s, if that's the span we're looking at, into the 80s, into the 90s, yes, they had mucho support, especially if you went to Planned Parenthood. Parenthood.
Okay, I can 100% go with that. But the way that they portray Rock's character, right? Her actually showing up for the follow-up appointment just to say I don't need the follow-up appointment doesn't really make that much sense. Wouldn't she just not go?
Well, so I hear you. I think they wanted, again, the dramatic impact of her being like, this ain't shit, you know, like I've done this before. But then
because you actually go before, when you go and you sign up for an abortion, before you have an abortion, you go sit down with a counselor, because the counselor needs to make sure that you are not being forced to have an abortion by your parents, but now she's a grown woman, but I'm just saying, by your abusive husband, boyfriend, or something like that. They have to make sure that there's nothing going on that's making this woman do what she's doing. So I don't know. They did this one kind of backwards, because that's not normally what they do. And they do ask you to come back for a follow-up, because they want to make sure that the abortion went well. Like, they check you and make sure you don't have any rips and tears and, you know, things like this. And then you go in and you speak to the counselor again to make sure that everything, well, the doctor has signed off. He said everything's okay. How are you feeling? You know, that kind of thing. So I'm just saying.
Real quick, the show still takes place, is now 1990 or 1991, because Unique was watching the show Rock, which I love that show. It could have been reruns into.
No, that's the thing I had an issue with. He's watching it in the middle of the day, unless he taped it on VHS and is rewatching it. That show did not come on in the middle of the day during the same time that it was airing.
Well, okay, but again, we are on season 4, which means, as we discussed, the way Power, they're still in 1991. Like, no, they're not meeting ghosts.
They're 93, 94. Because remember, at the end of, what was it, season 2, they were playing Today Was a Good Day, which came out in 93.
All right. So again, this must have been so Rock must have been in syndication at that point. Because again, we all hope that somehow we're gonna run into Young Ghost and Tommy, which will not happen before the show is over. Rock took out 2 kids, just Kanan took out Sean. I don't know about that. I wouldn't do that to Marcus. That's not the same thing. But I mean, anyway, so I think we're all going back and forth about again, when Kanan caught his first body, and again he was supposed to tell Jukebox and that kind of bullshit. So, but the point that he killed Unique's brother and did it pretty well, and then just walked away from that shit. He's definitely got over his issues. The counselor knew Rock was suppressing her feelings. And it was, I mean, so, because like she was so strong, but again, we saw her like in her vulnerable state, like when she got with Jukebox, and that was good, as much as she could show it, right? You know, like and so it was still consistent with the character. Raising Kanan is in 1993 now, as Jumani pointed out. Entertaining episode, but they are just insulting our intelligence. Nicole will be the star of the new Power Afterlife. Like, if I hear about this chick one more fucking time, I was like,
why is Jukebox still meeting with her dad? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be mean, right? But I feel like this is like trauma bonding. Like, why?
Yes.
Why are you still? He's being supportive of her, which is wonderful, right? But you don't really even know Jukebox, and then why are you so? I feel like what they're trying to show is that his connection to Jukebox brings him closer to Nicole.
Yeah, and vice versa. Vice versa. Like you said, trauma bonding. Both of them are using each other to remember Nicole.
Exactly, but when so they need to move. Not the dad will never move on, right? It's a child, right? But Jukebox definitely has to move on. She can love her, you know, and still remember the good times. But I feel like holding on to her dad, she's not going to be able to move forward emotionally.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying.
She needs to. Aisha is a good way to be like, or just someone like find a new someone and just move on in life. Like,
or maybe just heal first.
Yeah,
on your own. And then you'll be like, okay, I'm ready to love again. And move on.
It's been like 2 to 3, let's say 2 years since then. I'm like, so by now she needs to be like, hey, I can do that. Also, look, Kanan has knocked down 3 women, at least right now. A mother and a daughter, and at least another girl. My point is, like, Jukebox has not even like. Where are we gonna get this to be like? Again, she has a relationship. It's mature. It's not no like kitty love. Like they need to be equal. Like it was like Tariq and Raina. They were twins. But Tariq grew up. Tariq matured.
But they were
like,
total opposites, though.
But they were still 16. They still grew up. Like age, I'm saying like they were growing up. Like when you saw Raina's, remember when you saw Raina when she was dead? That was Yaz's room. Like I'm like, that's not the room of a 16-year-old. Like, you know, but they were trying to keep her that like little girl innocent thing. So when she got shot, you cared more. But I'm like Jukebox needs to like mature and do something. And again, her randomly James actually influenced Jukebox to join the military. That doesn't make any sense because he was very clear on like, this ain't the place for you. And he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. Like it ain't, huh?
James, who's James? James actually.
No, the father of Nicole.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay.
Because I was like, he was being honest that like it ain't the place.
He's letting her know that it's probably not a good idea.
Like by no means.
That's what you're saying.
And I was like, so it's weird that she's going to end up there when, again, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why is this like she ends up being a cop or maybe she doesn't?
No, I'm like, the next scene should have been her going home and seeing Bill Clinton, you know, the ass don't tell or whatever. And she's like, okay, now I can join or something like
that. maybe I can do something. Welcome. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. You could have skipped this episode. Oh, okay. So I think Jemani, I think it was you when we did this last time, and we were like, Unique's not dead, and you were like, no, with the body composition, and it fell, and we were like, no, Unique, unless you see
I need to speak on it. Yeah,
he's alive, and you were adamant. You're like, no, damn it, and at the end of the episode, we're like, fuck.
No, Jemani was actually right. Now, according to Sasha Cohen, which is the showrunner and a writer, right? What happened is that he had a conversation with Joey Badass, and Joey Badass was saying that he wanted to go out on tour and do his music thing, right? Which he's a great rapper, right? And what happened was you sent out ticket, you set this up, and then you see how many tickets go out, right? How many, and if you don't get the certain amount of tickets, right? So then you say, I guess go back to my acting, right? And then also too, his girlfriend Soraya was pregnant. She got, they're having a child. He has a daughter already, but anyway, she's pregnant. So I think what happened was, and this was Sasha said, is that there was a change of heart by Joey Badass. He didn't want Unique killed off, and they told him we can make this work. And so what we're seeing is that they made it work. Unique is back. Now, if Unique is, we don't know if Unique is going to stay until the end of this season or until the beginning of season 5, but we do know that Unique is back this season and doing his thing, right? So, and don't get me wrong, I love Unique. I think Joey Badass is a great actor, so I'm happy he's back. But this was not his character definitely was dead, like dead, and they had to actually go in and change the episode to reflect what we saw, because the episode had already been, signed, sealed, and done, sent to the studio, done. And so they had to change that episode and include what we saw, which was at the end, we saw Unique and we saw him in the hood and all that stuff, right? So there was reshoots for that. And I don't know why people don't always believe in reshoots. I'm like, we live in the age of computers, okay? You just get a camera, go back to the place, run it again, and then put it on video.
Okay, on film. But also, you remember, no one else was there but him. And I think it was either Jemani.
No, that was what I said. I said that was when we saw that. I was like, yeah, that's a reshoot. That's obviously they
absolutely no. Jemani did say that. He did say that was a reshoot.
I remember he was like, because it was just him. It was just him just walking into the room.
That's it does cost a lot of money to do a reshoot. But I think that because people love the character of Unique and they love Joey Badass, that Sasha was willing to go to bat for him and got the studio to agree to this, right? Because it's money, right? STARZ doesn't have a lot of money.
I think also it's kind of like book 2 and the Tejadas and Mary J. Blige, like, you know who the show is about and who is not Absolutely. About. Like I think they were like, this show ain't lasted with just Rock and crew. Like, go, it's like Unique brings a certain like suaveness, and we saw that in season 1. Like he like as much as Rock is, the show, he's also the show.
Yeah.
And so that's like, of course, we can't just replace you with the next big bad. When we only got 2 more seasons. Like, let's go. So he does look like he does have a Frankenstein, like thing going on. I don't know if he's gonna keep that for long. And like now he's angry, so he's just gonna be raging out, from time to time.
So let me speak on that. Why is it now in every show it's like can I just go to any veterinarian and expect them to do bathroom surgery?
Work?
But you know where that comes from, right? That comes from mafia movies. Because remember, mafia movies, they never went to like a regular doctor, which didn't make sense to me because I felt like if you're the mafia, you can get any doctor you want because they'll be scared that you're going to kill them. But that comes from mafia movies where they usually always have a vet on hand to take care of someone, like in the background, right? That's where that comes from. And that's been going on for like forever, like filmmaking with mafia years and years. So that's where that comes from.
And
I'm just like, they should try something new as opposed to
they should, but
well. But also coming back to the well is that again, Sasha is basically looking at what Courtney did and said, let's do this again. This is Power season 2 when Kanan is 3, when he's revealed to be alive after the fight, and beat for beat, it's you got to learn how to walk. You got to learn how to use your trigger hand. And I'm like, Unique better not be jacking off. Like, I do not need to see a scene where he's like, I can't use my hand until I use my hand. I don't think that's
what happened. No, but that's what Rock in season 4, I believe it was. Remember when they were going? Was it season 4 or season 5? When they were going after Dre, Ghost got shot, and he went to the vet and got stitched up, and it was Proctor's Connect at the vet that is what stitched him up.
Oh. So I mean, well, like I said, that's been a common, like I said, theme in monster movies. Like, it's always like, that side doctor that does this for a grab of money, like a bag of money and that kind of thing. But but specifically, I'm just saying specifically, this is very Power of like the gangster who you thought was dead is actually alive, and he has to get himself back. And then the hand grip. Specifically, he got beat in the head. What the fuck does this have to do with his hand? And he's like, I can't grab a gun. Let me squeeze it. I was like, where's the lane?
No, it could be nerve damage.
It could be nerve damage. Your head, all of that works together.
He said, the doctor said that he have mood swings, right? Like he may be more violent. I'm just saying, like, we didn't have to do. It was clear why Kanan fucked up, saying he was burnt from head to toe. Like, that made sense. That made physical sense. Like this right here, I think, again, they just watched what happened, worked with Power, and they wanted to do it again. I'm surprised the guy who's from SNL, I'm surprised he didn't have a girlfriend just in the house, again, so we can do Power Book 2 again. And he's like, hey, help him use his hand.
You're talking about the guy that he's staying with. Okay.
Yeah. He's
you mean the dead man walking? Okay.
Yeah, he will be murdered. Like once he rages out and turns into Dr. Jekyll.
When he said, you got a gat, and he was holding the gun, I was like, he's gonna point it at him.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna shoot him, Jemani. I was like, this dude is off. He's unhinged right now.
Right.
He might shoot him. Yeah.
Like and the doctor told him he is unhinged. He will have mood swings. Like he's mentally like messed up. Like we so again, they're just laying the groundwork for when he just snaps and kills this dude, and then he just walks away and he's like, or Early Taylor. There you go.
But I can't wait for the scene when he confronts Rock and is like, you conspired to kill me with my brother. What he's like, I didn't kill you, I just killed our kid.
You know what?
I don't think he's gonna go there. I don't think Unique is ever gonna know about that.
And so that's my, again, everything that happened in the past, if it doesn't come back, it was a waste of time. The baby, the brother-in-law, even the fucking family essay. If this stuff doesn't come back, you are wasting.
No, it was the whole point of that was to let's make Omar Epps look like an asshole so we can give you a good reason for why he's dead.
But again, that would have made sense if Kanan would have killed him. That would make sense. Rock killed him, and Kanan genuinely looked sad. Like, I mean, he was
shocked too.
This doesn't make sense. So I'm like, I'm okay unless it comes back to bite these people. And
I can tell you, I genuinely have a positive. When Lou was drunk outside of the club, I thought that the old lady was going to take advantage of him in his weak state, and I was glad that didn't happen. But they've planted the seed that the streets got a body kid. Sister is back, so she's going to be back for season 4.
Well, that's because they got to replace Aaliyah. So they're like, so we got also that was someone said that Jessica, it's always DeMarcus. DeMarcus mentioned her. Where's it? Something about Jessica. She asked about Crown Camacho. That's kind of fucked up. Cause didn't she start fucking Crown? Isn't that what happened? If I remember correctly.
No, I thought that was that Aaliyah that was fucking Crown, or was it her? I don't know.
No, like she
two girls
that's
that
why
looked kind of the same. It was Jess, and then there was the other girl that got killed when Crown got killed. I can't remember her name.
No, her, but she. It
was like Zima or something like that.
Yeah,
she
Zima.
She chose Lou. This one chose Jessica chose Crown because Crown was going to get her like her music career going, and I think that's how she ended up in California. I want to say that's why he was like, "Fuck her."
Oh
anyway.
yeah. Okay.
So I just do remember that. So I'm like, why?
But she was the one who basically nursed him back to health after he was burnt like Kanan.
Also true, but his hands still work. But you know what I'm saying? Unique is Breeze, the guy that Kanan, Ghost, and Tommy worked for. That's not
what y'all think, but it's not. I'm telling you,
I'm sorry. That don't unless he has a split personality and he's like, call me Breeze. I will be like, oh shit. Like I'm like this.
I have yet to have seen him watch Jeopardy.
Also, I thought
that
it was
a trait. That's a trait of Breeze because Kanan.
That's a trait of Breeze. I thought it was the Wheel of Fortune. But anyway, so like, and where's that apartment? We still got to get to that apartment. We got to let this stuff go, y'all. This is not
what
we are looking for.
Not.
This is not Jukebox. We got to let this go because even again, if this is the Kanan, the rock scene is even more useless because again, I love you no matter what. If you don't love me, he's like, wow, is that what it means to be a parent? I'm gonna shoot my son in the head about 20 plus years from now and not give any kind of fucks. And you
have to remember too, but that Kanan, that Kanan is a Kanan who's gone through a lot of more things than the Kanan we see presently. So we don't know between the age he is right now and the age he was when he killed Sean. We have no idea what that Kanan went through.
And you have to think about the last thing that we saw was his mother kill his father. So that desensitizes him to things.
Yeah, very much so. And I think he's gonna see. I think Unique is gonna kill his mother, Rock, for sure. I don't know if he's gonna see it, but I think that's gonna change Kanan completely.
I hear you, but again, I feel better to say this is not the prequel we were going for. So we don't know how the things are going to go down, right? Because technically, like at some point, he has to at least meet Goat and Tommy for this to be over, for us to be like, the rest of the story.
Yep.
And with book 5 coming out, which is supposed to be like what, like the Ghost and Tommy story, maybe. Which it's just Gary Linden's going to lead that. I think I read somewhere that the 5, like he signed the deal to be the front runner for whatever 5 is going to be.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was Sasha Penn was going to do that one.
Yeah, I thought it was too. Okay.
I thought Gary Linden was attached, but it could.
They could be. I mean, they could all do it together. It's not like they have to like pick one. They can pick. They can pick both of them if they wanted to, because they both helped Courtney to reach where this story has gone so far, right? So
yeah.
Why not?
I don't know how many of these actors are going to end up on Nemesis. Jessica needs to get her brother and take him to Cali because he serves no purpose on this show. Because if I hear Streets need a body one more fucking time, even the
and I'm asking chat too, because I was listening to a podcast the other day, yesterday actually. It's Chronicles of Power or something like that, right? And the young lady who hosts that, she was saying that she hasn't seen the young man who plays Famous in any of, like, you know how they have the whole press junket and all that stuff, and he's always there. no matter how minimal his part is, his role is, he's always there, right? He has not been seen on anything. He hasn't been seen with 50, none of the cast, nothing. So people are, talking, and she said that she did meet him one time on a junket, and that he I guess he was either on some type of drug or drunk or something. And she felt like, she was like, well, I'm hoping this young man gets what he needs, because I'm thinking maybe it could be a case like Little Meech. We didn't know that 50 sent him to rehab, right? But he did. So maybe this could be a case of that's what's going on with this young man. I don't know. Allegedly, everybody's saying allegedly. Let me join the bandwagon. But you know what I'm saying? But I feel like that young man is a good actor. He could possibly go further. But I'm hoping he's okay. I really hope he's okay. So,
well, this will be good writing if he did what they reminded us of. He did kill that kid. So and that should be coming around that that the New York City cops are going to be looking at him for a murder. So it would be interesting. They're like, hey, I got to take Jessica's here to take him to California, never to be seen again.
No, remember they did look into him for that murder, and nothing happened last season.
So I mean, but
they let him go. They let him go.
It could be retaliation from somebody else. I'm just saying, like that could be a reason to write him off the show. Kanan killed Sean and Jukebox, the two people most close to him. I would say Jukebox was close to him. Sean was his son, but as he pointed out, Ghost raised him for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Really, because he was in jail for a lot of that time.
So can I go into my theory real quick?
Please.
I think that Tariq is Kanan's son. I think that their relationship, Kanan's relationship with Tasha, there's like a lot of unsaid stuff that's there. I'm like, I think he got with her or
raped her.
Something. Because there's animosity and unspoken just stuff between them. And the way that he talked to her outside of Tommy's apartment at that time, I'm like, there's something there. And he was almost happy when he found out that his son, was messing with Tasha, because it was like, yeah, I want to get back at Tasha. There's something between them. So I think that although that would mean that he's Raina's father as well, but I do think that there's a possibility. He might not know whether he is or he isn't, but I think there's a possibility that he could be.
Barilla could be.
I'm sorry.
Could be Breeze. I that's one of the new rappers, whatever. I think joining the series for season 4. What's up, Kim?
Yeah, so Courtney Kemp has addressed that numerous times. And Kanan is not
the
father. He is her. Kanan and Tasha have a hate relationship. She hates him, and he probably tried to mess with her, and she was like, "No, leave me alone." He probably pushed upon her, and she was like, "No, leave me alone." We don't know. Maybe there could have been a rape. We don't know, but we know that those kids belong to Mr. St. Patrick. So that has already been answered numerous times.
Asked and answered.
Asked and answered on Instagram.
I will say that they don't give a fuck about Courtney Kemp. They've thrown everything out the window. This episode is a middle finger to Courtney Kemp. She's like, I don't do flashbacks. They said a whole episode of a flashback.
No, okay, but remember, she said that she no longer is pulling any of the strings. Yeah. So whatever they do is whatever they do. She doesn't like flashbacks. Yeah. Does not mean that they can't do flashbacks like that. I don't think that's a kick in the face. I think that they're doing what they want to do because her show has been given to them to do whatever they want.
So and again, so she's still getting the checks,
yes,
but she's truly not involved. She really was book 2 was more her brainchild. I mean, and everything else after that was 50 because you really never see her really do. But like book 2 was, as much as she wanted to continue the story, she cared for for Michael Rainey Jr. So she was very involved in that show to kind of give him like a platform to kind of grow. But 3 was not. I mean, that was 50. That was clearly 50 because that's really like his own character coming. And then 4 and that kind of, so like that really wasn't her. But anyway. I did like the whole labor versus management conversation. That was hilarious. For Damar to be like, "Hey, Kanan, can we please get some more money, sir?" And he's like, "Let me."
Okay.
So I thought again, that's an interesting storyline. And then his young lady, I don't know that chick's name, but she's like, what's his
Lisa?
That's his new girlfriend's name. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's one of the singers, right? Is she one of the singers?
She's one of the singers. She's the light skinned one that was a singer, and I think she's supposed to be pregnant. I thought she was pregnant.
Oh yeah, right. She was like, I think I'm late or some shit. And
I'm like, and they haven't even talked about that. All she's trying to do right now is to help Kanan with that problem, as far as like they want more money. Crystal. But he's ignoring her because she's like, I can help you with that, and he's like, nah, I gotta go.
I'm good, baby. I'm good. Like that ain't Sean's mama, so we need to move on. So just other babies that won't mean anything. I guess.
Wait a minute, but remember, we're not going by the regular this show.
I give you that. So
it could be possible that is his baby mama.
So Rock being pregnant. I was like, are we gonna do a Diane story where like, the baby ain't coming, but it's gonna last longer than 10 minutes? And then I was like, okay, like this is gonna be a thing. Like I thought that was how that was gonna work. And then for it to get wrapped up in the same episode, I'm like, oh man, it was painful. We gotta wrap this up so we get to paradise. Kanan could have sold. This is why Tasha is mad at Kanan. Oh, Tasha's father was on drugs too. I did not know that. Well, so to your point though, it was again, book one is its own thing, but it was her idea to kill Kanan in the first place. And that kind of thing. So again, once he figured out that it was his people that turned against him, and maybe he's like, Tasha's probably the one who put out the kill order. You know what I'm saying? He definitely was in like, I'm going to hurt you. So like, that type of thing. This was 3 months ago because Crystal was pregnant. Mm-hmm. So maybe she also had an abortion because I don't know. But again, I'm not sure why we're going through this shit. Like, I mean, we don't know who Crystal is. If they know that the show is ending and season 5 is probably going to be the last season, and they know it's coming, the writing should get us there. That's what I'm saying. Like they should start knocking off like major characters. So instead of just waiting to season 5 to try to kill all these people, like maybe Marvin does go this season, and then what does that do to Rock, and what does that do to Kanan? And then like, are they going to try to turn father being murdered in front of them, his uncle being killed? Like, is this what they try to do to get Jukebox finally goes Jukebox, right? Because daddy's murdered and that kind of thing. So maybe they're trying to get those dominoes to fall. Mm-hmm. So they're somewhat who we believe they're supposed to be by mid-season 5. Yep,
I believe that. I think they're trying to get them to where those characters are now, right?
Right.
Well, yeah.
When we met them, at some level, they're trying to salvage, this whole prequel idea. Grandma, all of a sudden he loves his grandma and she dies of cancer and that kind of thing. So, and then like what mom is the last straw, like, somehow. But
I don't think, but like a lot of people were predicting that he would kill his mother because of what he said about you're not a gangster, so you kill someone you love or whatever. I don't believe that he would kill his mother. At this point, no. I believe Unique is definitely going to kill her. But yeah, for sure. That's what I feel. But I just think that Kanan's going to go through a lot of stuff. His entire family is going to be dead, and that changes you. That changes who you are.
And Jukebox. Like so like if you especially you see, but like you said, we've said it before, the relationship that they're building with not only Rock to both teenagers, but also Marvin to especially the Jukebox, like they have to be murdered or something to get them to finally be like, fuck music, I'm joining the police department. Like, I don't get that. Like, but like, so like, are we at least? I don't know. I'm still. And then she has to move to DC at some point. Like, if they're truly trying to get this where it needs to be, that has to happen. But Ghost and Tommy knew. No, I'm like the whole moving to DC. She can't leave at the end of the series. Like Ghost and Tommy have to know who she is, the gangster that she turns into.
But I'm like, moving to DC, that doesn't have to happen at all, because I'm like, that's like in 2000s and stuff.
Yeah.
We're still in the 90s.
Yeah, that's later on. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, no, you're right. That's what I was like. taking that back, Ghost and Tommy have to meet her and see her as crazy as she's supposed to be. So that yeah, she can't be gone by the end of season 5. But like maybe later episodes, like again, family's gone. It's just those two, and it's like how do they start building that? And then Bree should be somewhere season 5 if they're trying to still introduce the season 5 somewhere. But anyway, like I said, we gotta get to Paradise. So Giovanni, any final words for?
I'm hoping that they try to keep somewhat of the blueprint that book 1 had, and there's some sort of ambiguity about Rock, because everybody's been saying since day 1 about Kanan getting out and saying I have to go and see my mother or whatever. So as far as Tommy and Ghost James go, they don't know if his mother is dead or not. So it's not well known. So I hope they go in accordance with that when they decide to end the series.
I hear you, but also submit the man was lying to these two people because he knew they put him in jail, and he was plotting their murder while in jail. So I mean,
but I'm like, every lie has to have a little bit of truth in it for people to believe it. So I'm saying then you're not going to say I'm going to see my mom if they
know your mom is dead. I mean, to your point. So I hear you, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We still got one more season to wrap this up. Thank you, Giovanni. Kim, any final words?
Sure. Oh, thank you so much, Chad. We truly appreciate you joining the conversation. I really, truly enjoy being back and talking to each and every one of you. We need you to please like this video. Each and every one of our videos, we definitely need the likes. We're also trying to reach 2,500 subscribers by 2025. So if you share the video with anyone and everyone, will be able to reach that goal. Also, please hit the notification bell. That is very, very important. And also, please subscribe to our channel. It's very important that you subscribe so that we can build this family that we have going. It helps us with our algorithms and things like that. So we have another video coming for Paradise, which is a great show. So if you just give us a couple of minutes, we will be right back. And again, thank you so much for joining the conversation. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Kim. As you said, we gotta get to Paradise, please. We're gonna shut down that show. And I look forward to the discussion. Enjoy our exits and the reels that will come out of this. Check those out and push those around. And I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching, people in the chat.
I enjoyed the view very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You're gonna be like, oh shit.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
You want to go ahead?
Oh shit. Stacey, do your thing.
Fuck that shit.
But anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just gonna end this broadcast and say bye.